Good morning. Welcome to Presence of Light with charlierivermanbergeron. It's a joy and a pleasure to be here with each of you on these Friday mornings as I bring forth what comes up through me and during my week in relationship to what you all may be experiencing as well during the week. And know that and entrust that you're not alone on your journey here, and that each of us can help each other to uplift and encourage a better way of looking at our daily process, our weekly process, and our life in these times where light and love is really needed to instill in us a sense of beauty and courage and self-love. So good morning, Margaret, Leonie, bless you, Joni, Sanjean, and I see other people are arriving. Serenity, thank you. So it's an interesting topic title this morning. It came about as a result of a card, which I usually pull, and the card was enchantment. As I say many times, I wake up with no real concept of what I'm going to talk about, and as my morning unfolds, I'm guided by my guides and angels to tap into something that is relative to all of us, as they want you also to know that you are welcome and you are loved. So the card was enchantment. And I said, oh boy, this is great, enchantment. I could use a little enchantment right now. And I think we all can. I think we've lost touch sometimes with the lightheartedness and the sense of hope and the sense of embracing some sort of utopian idea. Although we may not really achieve that, but can we come back to focusing on that? Can we dream a little more about a better world for ourselves? Can we lift ourselves up out of some of this daily drudgery that we're being forced to focus on? And I use the word forced because I find in my own life, as I try to not pay attention to all of this energy that's coming at me, I realize that it's almost as if it's being forced at me, so that I really have to choose not to focus on it. So a little enchantment would be wonderful right now. So are you ready for some enchantment? Why not? So I looked up the word enchantment, and the enchantment, it's a book. There's a book from Guy Kawasaki, who wrote a book on enchantment. I really don't know what it's about, but I love this quote in the description of the book, and it goes like this: enchantment transforms situations and relationships. It converts hostility into civility, and civility into affinity. It changes skeptics and cynics into believers, and the undecided into the loyal. And so I put that at the heading quote on this page, so you can copy it and do what you will with it. But when I read that, I realized that, wow, that's like a fresh breath of air, that we have the ability to tap into something and to refocus in these times where, as I read this morning, we have fighting again, and that it's ever stopped in Syria, and these border countries, and we have this unbelievable sense of destruction, destroying each other on some level, whether it be nature or physically human, or it is this somehow insane concept of destruction is the way. And I'm not trying to be negative, I'm just saying this is what we're all feeling, and it's playing into our everyday lives. And as we move through these daily lives, we find ourselves, or I find myself, and I'm sure you do, heavy, feeling dense. And so that's what this card Enchantment presented to me. And so here's a picture of it. It's one of the sacred meditation cards. And it's just a composite image of a massive galaxy cluster called Max J0717 for lack of any real name. And it's a 13 million light year long stream of galaxies. So here we are, there's 13 million galaxies in one picture, and here we are on one planet. I don't know how many billion people are on this planet anymore, but here we are all together. And when you look at that picture, you see that they're all shining their light. There's no vision of distress, not that there isn't, but it represents a peaceful congregation. So when I saw that, I said, what is going on here on planet Earth? Why are we not coming into that sacred relationship with each other? And just, being like all of these galaxies, we don't have to be at war, or we don't have to try to overpower each other, but just get along. And it brought me to the word Shangri-La. And as I just, realized that this is where we are in our human journey, and it reminded me of Shangri-La, which was a movie, but also of Shambhala, which is a utopian society, and a utopian world where we live, if not eternally, we live close, we live longer, we embrace peace with nature and each other. We're just awakened to this dream of, from this dream to this world of peace and harmony, where we live in balance with the world around us. This is my wish for you. It's my wish for myself. It's my desire to try to achieve that in my own daily walk. And I encourage everybody that I talk to try to focus on some of the more positive aspects of your day rather than the negativity around us, so that enchantment might embrace you, and those imaginations that we have, the imagining of something delicious or beautiful or rewarding, actually we begin to attract them. That's what the message of the card is, some affirmations, but the message of the card is the universe is magical. It creates wonderful miracles in my world. Okay? And there were some affirmations and keywords, and I don't want to read the affirmations, but I want to give you the keywords to that. How does the universe create that magic? How does it offer us enchantment? And what is that? So the words that I pulled from their affirmations were abundance, adventure, generosity, blessings, wisdom, control, revelation, divine power. And when we look at those words, we realize that they can be taken in a negative form, but in their ultimate power, they are, or in their divine power, they are all positive action words. Abundance. So here's the law of attraction working with us, saying abundance is mine. It's not that I have to go out and seek it. All I have to do is open my heart to receive it, open my mind to know that I'm worthy to receive it, and the abundance will come. The adventure is part of the journey, is to do new things and have new information come that uplifts us. Doesn't have to be, or it excites us. Doesn't have to be negative or shocking. Generosity is the flow of this abundance and adventure and sharing it with others. Blessings. Look at our lives and let's begin to look at the blessings in our lives. I now focus more on blessings in my life rather than my desires. Because when I look at my desires, immediately what comes up is reasons why they're not going to happen. So this brain of ours just automatically sets walls up to keep us from embracing this enchantment and allowing its unveiling in our lives. Wisdom and control. So when we think of the word control, we look at how others are controlling us. But it really, in this pattern, what it's reminding us is how when we learn to be in control of who we are and our own power and our own wisdom, we're going to use it more efficiently. And we're going to produce better outcomes, not only for ourselves, but for everybody in our closest field. And this is our energy fields we're working with, is when we change how we're controlling or using wisdom, everything around us starts to shift. Again, here's an unveiling of who we are allows other people to unveil who they are, because in that moment they feel trust, they feel compassion, they feel a similarity, they recognize themselves in us. By the same token, when we see those people that create anger and frustration, they're the mirror for us as well. They're just a part of us that we don't want to accept and admit that we have that in our deep down barrel of stuff, and say, this is what needs to be released. This is what we need to let go of. And in that moment, what do we have? Revelation. What is revelation? Revelation is that aha moment, that moment of change, that rebirthing of a great process. And revelation comes to us through divine power, recognizing that in us and within us, we are these divine beings, that we have never been not divine beings. Yes, we're humans. Yes, you may say whatever you want about us here in humanity, but we have never lost that connection to source. And so this is where we've become adrift, somewhere in this vast ocean of confusion. It's amazing. We have confused ourselves to the point where we have not only forgotten who we are, we have forgotten where we came from, we have forgotten how we can live in harmony and balance. We have forgotten. So if you take something and you place it under something else, and then you forget it, you walk around and you look for it for a while, and then after a while you can't find it, you just give up. And you say, oh, forget it. Well, it'll turn up sometime. I'll go buy another one, or I'll go do something else. We can't do that anymore. What we have to do now is unveil that lost item within us, that sense of compassion, that sense of heartfelt oneness with each other. Because it's our heart's desire now that's longing for this magical moment where we're suddenly awakened from our dream state. And we realize that we were in Shangri-La all the time. We have never left Shangri-La. We have only decided, for whatever reasons or lack of reasoning, to bury it under all of this garbage. And when we release this garbage from our inner space, the enchantment will be unveiled. I say that again, the enchantment will be unveiled. And it'll be unveiled to each of us in a different and unique way. But it's sort of like coming home. It's like coming home to self, coming home to the reality that the world doesn't have to be this way. We don't have to react to the world this way. This is the power and control that each of us are seeking now in these crazy times, with all of these energies shifting and all of this happening. Because we can always focus on the negative. We can always want to fly a flag, do a banner, stand up on the top of a plane. I saw somebody standing on the top of a plane, protesting. And you can do that. And if you, in your heart's desire, that's what you're called to do, then please go do it. But know that feeding that agitation limits your power. What you're doing in those moments is you're focusing it. And when we focus our power in any direction, somebody else, it's like in Tai Chi, you can take the other person's energy and use it against them. So what do we do with our energy now? What do we do? How do we embrace this unveiling? Doesn't mean we're to be quiet and demure. I encourage people to be bold, to stand in your power, because everything you do will teach you more about who you are, how you're relating to others. But look for those moments where the dance is unveiling. And this is where the word unveiling comes in. It comes in from a Kuan Yin card. The dance unveiling. Yeah, I get it somewhere if I can get the right direction. The dance unveiling. What are we doing now? Isn't this pretty much like a dance? You have a partner, or you have several partners, and you move and they move. And when we're out of balance and harmony, the synchrony of the dance looks distorted. It's just not, I'm thinking of Dancing with the Stars, which is a TV show. But when you see two people dancing together and they're in sync with each other, everything flows. They become one. This is what we, as humanity, need to come back to, is this dance of 1,000 dances, of 1,000,000 dancers, small groups of dancers, all for the glory of who we truly are. So I'm not trying to lecture you. That's not my purpose here. But I just want to share with you unveiling and enchantment, and know that it exists, and it helps us to refocus our energies to more of what can we do for each other to uplift each other. What can we do for the world, for the animals, for the children, to embrace them and create an enchanted life for them. We've lost enchantment. We've lost the desire for it. We now are so stuck in the mundane and the everyday that we've lost touch with it. Little story. A couple of weeks ago, I went up on the mountain, my favorite mountain, Mount Agameticus, with a woman and her two children, a friend that I know from locally. And we spent the day walking in nature with the elementals and the spirits and the guides. And we were dowsing. I'm a dowser, and I dowse for sacred spots and energies. And what I realized that the children were open, far more open than the adults that I talked to. And the young girl, I believe, was in the 5th grade, and I think the little boy was in the 3rd grade. And what I realized in that moment was they had no problem learning how to dowse. Even when their minds were busy, we just waited and let the mind be busy. But when they were ready to accept the work that they needed to do with the rods, they did it easily and effortlessly. And that taught me a great deal about myself and all of us, is they haven't had all the time and all of the teachings that have taken away their enchantment. And they can be enchanted easily. And the world teaches us, oh no, they have to do this, do that. And I say, how sad that we have lived in this world which has taken away our ability to see the magic, the daily magic of life. So I encourage you to go out into the wilderness, wherever you are. Just go for a walk. Look at the trees. Look at the rocks. See the spirits' faces in those trees, in those rocks. You don't need a dowse. You don't need dowsing rods. You are already dowsers. That is your energetic connection to planet Earth. But go and walk and feel it and become one with it again. Bring back that magic, that dream of seeing, or even the reality of seeing fairy beings and little gnome homes, and how the trees take on the shape of humans, and how they gather in groups. Look at the landscape. Allow the landscape to breathe life back into you. So the Kuan Yin Oracle card is the Dance Unveiling. And the reading is, main reading is, there is a situation in your life that is about to reveal itself to you with great clarity. Just like sands shifting, the picture will seem clearer and quite different to how it once appeared to you. This clarity will bring you great relief and confirmation in your intuition. Be patient and allow the revelation to come to you at the perfect time. And this is what I'm talking about. When you're in nature, it is so easy to slip into that space, that multidimensional space, where the enchantment dwells without interference. And you will unveil whatever it is that needs to come through. Oh, 25 past. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So I love you wherever you are. And I just want to read from the Kuan Yin Oracle. I love this there's so much wisdom in this book that, it's just amazingly profound. And I have a lot of different card decks, etc., that I use. So this one has a chapter in here. It says, Healing Through the Dance Unveiling. So let's just do this together in the last few minutes that we have. It's meditation of sorts. Sitting quietly with your eyes closed, imagine that a heavy curtain is before you. Underneath the curtain, you see a brilliant light seeping out. And you notice this bright light in the cracks at the sides and the middle of the curtains as well. Say, I now choose to adjust my vibration and vision to perceive the highest revelation of truth available to me at this time, in whatever manner of importance is of importance for me right now. I call upon Kuan Yin, who loves me unconditionally, to assist me in this process. Kuan Yin appears as a beautiful, elegant dancer, filled with light as her graceful movements unfold. The curtain is drawn back, and you can perceive what was hidden. Allow your vibration to shift with her loving help. Imagine that your inner sight is adjusting to the light, just as if you have stepped out of a dark room into a bright, clear, sunny day. Don't question or overthink what's happening. Just allow the light, the vision, the feeling to penetrate your inner eye. And when you're done, say thank you. I now accept this revelation fully and completely. I accept that I will see and know and understand at the perfect time and in the perfect way. Allow that vision to be seen, to be heard, to be embraced. And when you are ready, open your eyes and allow that vision or message to anchor in your brain, in your human consciousness. And know that in that moment of enchantment, the messages flow forth for your highest good. If they were fearful, know that they're showing you something where work needs to be done to release that fear and allow yourself to know that you're safe, that in that bubble of Kuan Yin's energy, you are safe. We're all here doing this together. Even the ones who don't believe in enchantment. And most of them are probably more angry because they can't allow themselves to feel the enchantment anymore. Because they're stuck. They're stuck in this reality that they've created. And even though they have great abundance of the world, they're suffering because the price they've paid for that is their ability to be enchanted. I'm complete. I thank you for being here with me this morning. I hope that some of the message has lifted you and encouraged you to be more positive in your daily journey, knowing that those dreams that come from our heart, rather than the conjuring of our, as I call it, original AI, when these dreams begin to unfold, you will change. You will change back into who you truly are, not who everybody else has wanted you to be. And that's Enchantment Unveiling. I love you. I thank you. I respect you. I am you. You are me. Together, we are unity. We are living in Shangri-La once we take the blindfolds off. Have a great week. May your daily walk be an enchanted one, and know that Mother Gaia and nature and the elementals and the spirits and the guides are all with you in every step of your everyday life. And they want nothing for you but for you to discover the highest self you can possibly be. With that, I'm complete. I thank you, bless you, and keep going, keep smiling, keep laughing. I know it's a rough world out there, but we're going to make it. We're going to make it because we're here. We're here together. Humanity healing. Thank you, Leonie, for this opportunity. Thank you for all of you around the world for allowing me to tap into your lives. As I do this, I feel you. I am you. Bless you all. Have a great week. Bye-bye. End live video, it says. Okay, it's going to end now. Okay.